Catherine quietly chimes along to the hymn sung during her wedding, or rather, sale, glancing round at the bare party of witnesses in the church. Her new lady's maid, Anna, dresses her before she's to greet her new husband in their marital bed, kindly checking if she's cold or nervous. Catherine rises from the bed with a start when her new husband, Alexander Lester, enters the room. He repeats the same questions Anna does, checking if she's comfortable and not cold. The house experiences a draft, surely unlike those she's used to. Catherine assures him she's thick-skinned. She catches a glance of feet under the door, while Alexander explains to her she ought to keep to the house, assuring her she'll be more comfortable. Catherine tries to volunteer that she loves fresh air, though Alexander's tone makes it clear that, despite his polite phrasing, this is not a request. He orders her to take her nightdress off. Catherine's face hardens, her eyes glittering with tears threatening to be shed as she strips herself in front of him. Lord Lester says nothing, barely looking at the nudity he demanded, turning down the lamp, removing his robe and climbing into bed, leaving Catherine standing humiliated and unsure. She's surprised to find her new married life comes with no sense of post-marital bliss, as with normal couples. The land she's been shipped to is so horribly melancholy. The days are filled with gray clouds and silence. The handmaiden brushes her entirely too roughly, as if she were brushing a horse. At night, she cannot find sleep with her heartless husband, and when she finally slips into slumber in the morning, in comes Anna to cruelly open the blinds. Every day, Anna binds her stays tight, and she's dressed in her fine gown. She trods down the stairs, where she sits in the drawing room like a decoration, staring at the mantelpiece before falling asleep on herself. Even at dinner, she cannot keep her eyes open and retires for the night, leaving her husband and the other gentlemen to their lifeless conversation. Boris follows her out of the dining room, noting how tired she is lately. Her father-in-law orders her to wait up for her husband. She tries explaining that she's tired, but Boris won't hear of it, even ordering Anna to sit with her and ensure she doesn't fall asleep. Catherine's desperately tired, eyelids feeling heavy as a sack of potatoes, but every time she remotely closes them, Anna springs up, startling her out of drowsiness. She assures Anna she's awake, and wishes she'd stop staring at her like that. Catherine smacks her cheeks to help her stay aware. And shortly after, Alexander arrives. Anna springs forward to stand, but Catherine cannot be bothered. Feeling defiant tonight, she doesn't stand until he yells at her to do so. Alexander's clearly drunk, and she can't help but stifle a giggle as he stumbles into the bedroom looking so ungraceful. He makes her stand in the corner of the room while he takes a chair by the fireplace, ordering her to take her nightdress off and face the wall. Catherine can hear the sounds of him unbuckling clothing behind her and turns to peek, but he barks at her to face the wall again. She can hear the wet, smacking sound of moving flesh, and Alexander's labored breathing behind her. He's pleasuring himself. With a final grunt and groan, it seems he's done. And it's only when Catherine turns around and catches sight of him does she fully understand what's happened. Her facial expression clearly belies her confusion. Alexander leaves the house one morning, and at breakfast, Catherine interrogates Boris on where's gone, though Boris doesn't see it as any of her concern. Catherine is very headstrong, and hates the way Boris treats her and talks down to her. His son is just the same. Boris curtly explains there's been an explosion at the colliery in Amble, but gives her no further information. Boris leaves for London, letting her know he'll be gone for a while. He hopes that she'll find her energy is restored after some time in her own company, and that when Alexander returns, she will resume her wifely duties with more vigor. As she hears the door latch after Boris leaves, she gets up, opening the window in the drawing room and taking a breath of the fresh wind blowing in. In her time alone, she finds the freedom to go outside and walk the grounds, taking a bit of the fresh air. The mornings are the same though, with Anna opening the blinds to her already awake. During the day, she sleeps in the drawing room when she's woken by the sounds of a sudden commotion, and seeing someone running down the side of the house. She follows the commotion to the workers' quarters, where she finds one of the housekeepers fleeing, and the groundsmen huddled around something, all making guttural sounds like animals. The men all fall into silence when she enters the room. One farmhand offers that they were simply taking a break, but she won't allow it on her husband's time, and the man quickly acquiesces to going back to work. The scene is odd to her. There's a woman suspended in the apparatus used for weighing the farm animals before slaughter. Catherine's face hardens and she orders the men to take her down, while she makes the rest face the wall like children in timeout. The scale is lowered and Anna crawls out, helplessly grabbing up her clothes and fleeing the scene. The bold farmhand asks if they can turn around again, and Catherine, feeling curious, asks how much she would weigh. The man chuckles, wondering if he wants her to check, but she demands he guess. He suddenly snatches her up, lifting her into the air, and Catherine struggles against him, pushing him off and into a table. She gathers her hair, fixing herself and attempting to look dignified before scolding the men, threatening to keep a close eye on them, and retreating back to the safety of the house. She bumps into Anna on the stairs, who quickly fumbles to offer up an explanation for the scene she just witnessed. But all Catherine cares about is the name of that bold servant who called her a so. Anna reveals his name as Sebastian, and he's the new groomsman. She goes to leave before turning back to Anna, wondering if that's all she has to tell her. As Anna descends the stairs, she breaks into quiet sobbing. That night, Catherine can't sleep at all, and the next morning, Anna arrives to find her already